Now today's session is all about the bent arm strength, specifically the handstand push-up, but the way we're going to train it is quite interesting, and it's also a great way of assessing where you're at. We're going to start with the very easiest progression, so a standard push-up. We're going to do 1 repetition of that. So I'm just going to do a chest to the floor, standard push-up, touch, come back up again, show control at the top. Then we're going to add another progression, so we're going to go to a pike push-up, and I'm going to superset those two. So I'm going to do a pike push-up now. So from a down dog position, I'm going to round the shoulders, go into protraction, bend the elbows, bring them backwards till the head touches the floor, push back, open back up again, and then I'm going to go into my standard push-up that I just done. So every progression that I add, I'm going to do the easier progressions as a superset afterwards. So then we go to an elevated pike push-up. So I'm going to elevate the feet up using the IKEA steps, exactly the same setup as we just done. So shoulders nice and open, going to come down, shoulders forwards, head touches the floor, make that triangle, push back up, open the shoulders at the top. Going to get the steps out of the way, do that standard pike push-up, get rid of the hat, exactly the same. Back again, then I'm going to drop down and do that standard push-up, chest to the floor, push back out. Then I'm going to add the eccentric handstand push-up. Now that could be against the wall or it could be freestanding, so eccentric handstand push-up. And because things are getting a little bit more interesting now, you might want to start to add a rest period between the superset. So I'm going to do the freestanding version, but you could do the one up against the wall. So open shoulders, show control on the top of the handstand. Bring the shoulders forward, feet backwards, start to bend the elbows. Show control all the way down till the head kisses the floor. Pause, come back out. Go into the pike push-up, needs to be deficit or elevated. Be good if you had more space and you could line everything up. So there, kiss, come back up. Standard pike push-up. And the standard push-up. Now I'm going to add in the handstand push-up. So a full range head to the floor, so like a standard handstand push-up. Let's call it a standard handstand push-up. And again, that could be freestanding or it could be against the wall. But basically, you're going to start in the handstand, kiss the head to the floor and come back up again. Okay, so we have standard handstand push-up, show control on the top, shoulders forwards, feet backwards, go all the way back up. Now, because I'm already in the handstand, I can just add the eccentric into this. So slowly down, show control, kiss the floor, come back out, go into the pike, elevated push-up, exactly the same. Now obviously things might start to get harder now, pushing back up, because I've just done those other reps. Shouldn't be so bad because they're getting easier, like a drop set if you like. Standard push-up. Okay, next level we'll go deficit, eccentric handstand push-up. So on the IKEA steps again, so coming down to a shoulder stand position. Now interestingly with this one, I'd actually call this easier than your standard handstand push-up, but it's seen as a progression because you're higher up on the boxes. And if you're not up to these levels yet, if you're not doing handstand push-ups, you could just change the progressions to suit you, and you could make the progressions between each step smaller. So you could come up with ways of making the push-up harder. You could go on the rings, you could elevate your feet. You could go to a deficit pike push-up, things like that. So you could make there like 5 or 6 different exercises and not even be doing the actual handstand push-up yet. Okay, so we have deficit. I can just get away with this with the ceiling height and my massive long legs. Eccentric, hold, come back out. Move the steps into handstand, turn the hat. Standard handstand push-up. Ooh, come on. Eccentric. Hold, show control. Come back out. Elevated pike push-up. Pike push-up. And then standard push-up. And then we just add a deficit handstand push-up. Where's my pen? Number 7, deficit handstand push-up. Okay, I'm gonna have to start to work on this one. So let's go with the standard deficit. Then to an eccentric. Show control. Come back out, get rid of the boxes, up into handstand, turn the hat. Standard handstand push up. Ooh, come on. Eccentric. Show control. Come back out. Pike. Elevated. Pike. Standard. Standard push up. Now I'm going to stop it there with the progressions, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add repetitions. And now when I add repetitions, I'm not going to do all 7. I'm going to pick my level where I think I should be working. I'm going to do 2 times deficit. I'm going to do 2 standard, so I'm going to cut out the eccentrics. I'm going to do 2 pike push-ups and then 2 standard push-ups. Now obviously you could work out which variations that you could do for repetition. So you could pick 2 repetitions, and remember you're supersetting them. So in a way I'm doing 2, 4, 6, 8, but like a drop set of those. You could pick easier variations and just do more repetitions. So you could do 5 and 5. There's quite a few different ways of mixing this up. And I wouldn't say there's a right or the wrong way. Obviously, when it gets to the skill of a movement, the skill of the handstand push-up, there's a lot of work to be done on understanding the pathway, understanding the balance, understanding the technique. This is more about hitting reps and sets as opposed to learning the skills. Okay, double deficit. Oh, get up, come on. Double standard. Let's get rid of the hat. Oh no, I missed it. Lost the balance, go straight into it again. Come on. Oh, what's going on? I'm gonna keep this in the video. Oh, wow, fried. Oh. Keeping it realistic here. What was I doing next? The 2 pike push-ups. 1, 2. See, I knew I had the strength on those. I was just losing the balance. Less room for error as you get tired. But that was a good example of hitting the repetitions, getting the work done, but the technique was not fantastic. So in terms of my skill development, I wouldn't count those repetitions. I'd want to redo them. I'd work on my technique, work on my balance, work on my positioning. But in terms of today's strength workout, I'm counting those. Now it's only a couple of months and I'll be in the UK, so I'm teaching workshops there. Check out my website and the link down below for those workshops. If you're interested in coaching, check out the website as well. So www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys. Let me know if you have any questions on this workout.